Hi, this is Autohaus Hamilton TV, and I'm James, wherever local laws and customs allow. In this video, we'll be talking fuel tanks, and we'll talk fuel tanks right after the title sequence. What you're looking at here is the business end of a fuel tank, such as is used in a car running cage-electronic fuel injection or a 911 Carrera 3.2, which runs an electronic fuel injection system. We can tell that this is a fuel tank from a car running Bosch cage-electronic or electronic fuel injection because it's got both a line to take fuel out of the fuel tank and also one to allow fuel to come back returned from the injection system. Earlier cars running carbies or mechanical fuel injections only have one line taking fuel out of the fuel tank, and there is no allowance for returned fuel to come back to the fuel tank. The key part of this is this thing here, which is a swirl pot, and the swirl pot's job is to collect fuel. The swirl pot acts as a collection point to prevent fuel from running away from the pickup point under hard cornering or acceleration or deceleration. It's just basically a tank within a tank. There are points that allow fuel to come in from the bottom, so the swirl pot fills from the bottom, not necessarily from the top. And as important as the swirl pot is, within the swirl pot there is a gauze filter, and that gauze filter sits inside a metal donut, which is this thing here, which I'm hoping you can see. So we'll take that gauze filter out. I've pre-unscrewed it, and here you can see there's essentially a donut. So when the car is running, fuel is sucked out through here to the fuel pump and off to the engine, and then comes back fed through this pipe, which in turn feeds back into this donut. Before it can get to the donut, and therefore before it can get to your car's engine, it's got to pass through this gauze filter. And that's important because even the smallest impurity in the fuel will stop a petrol pump dead, and with a fuel pump being stopped dead, you're also stopped dead. Ask me how I know. If you're running an aftermarket fuel tank, there are two key differences. The first of those is that the swirl pot isn't quite as intricate as the genuine Porsche one. And the second, and possibly more important, is that it doesn't include this gauze filter. So if you're running an aftermarket fuel tank, and we sell JP Group fuel tanks, then we strongly recommend using an inline fuel filter, which is essentially just a small piece of gauze that goes over the fuel line where it attaches to the fuel pump, and that prevents impurities making their way into the fuel pump and stopping you. As ever, thank you very much for watching.